Check it out, this new vitamin water flavor is really good. Hello everybody, I watched the newest Apple TV hit, The Gorge, and yeah, you saw the title. I like this one, and I know I'm over a month late to The Gorge party. Wow, that sounded weird. But I don't care, I can do whatever I want. So the film is about these two highly trained mercenaries named Levi and Drasa. They are tasked with guarding this mysterious gorge, and they don't know what's inside it, and they are on either side of it without any communication with the outside world or each other. But they see each other through these high-tech binoculars, and they start sharing notes with each other and get pretty close over the span of 6 months. And they end up falling in love. It's the romantic sniper monster movie that you've been waiting for. I'm going to break this down by sharing what I liked about the film, what I didn't like, and what I would do differently. Things I liked: the overall plot. I think the concept's pretty cool, you know, these two people on either side who don't really have a purpose in life, according to them, and so they take this job and end up finding the purpose in life through each other without even being able to speak to each other. I think it's a cool, interesting way to have a romantic story that hasn't really been done before, except for that one Taylor Swift music video. But I think it was pretty good. And I like how the monsters in the gorge are like Groot people. It mixes with human DNA, and they like turn into plants, insects, or monsters because of the gas in there. Another thing I liked is the casting. Miles Teller is a great actor. He's been in a lot of things. He's quite fantastic if you ask me. And then of course Princess Peach on the other side of the gorge. She was great. Anya Taylor-Joy, I've seen her in a few things, and I didn't realize how much of a cult fan base she has, but I honestly get it because she was really good in this movie. Next is the cinematography. This movie looks amazing. The colors when they're inside the gorge, the orange and purple, look really cool, kind of Blade Runner 2049 vibes, and I like that movie, so that was a win. When they're just sharing notes from across the gorge too, it looks really good, like the green and the dark war-esque of it is really cool. And yeah, some of the things I enjoyed, just real quickly, the writing. Levi in this movie is a poet, so he says some pretty cool lines throughout that are also corny, but that's kind of the point. It's a romance movie. It's the sniper monster romance movie you've been waiting for. I like the action when they're fighting the Hollow Men. That's what they're called, the monsters. It looks pretty cool. There's some cool action sequences. The music is also kind of funny because at the very end, the whole gorge explodes. Spoiler alert. And there's like this weird song that plays in the background that doesn't really fit, but I kind of love it at the same time. And also real quick, going back to why I nearly cried. As I mentioned, I am in a long distance relationship, and I watched this being like, wow, this is really sweet. It kind of made me feel better. It made me smile. Now, let's get on to things I didn't like. I don't like the name. Let me explain. Gorge is just like a funny word on its own. I feel like it sounds like the name George. It's also a Mario Kart location, which is crazy because Princess Peach is in the movie as well. Coincidence? Yeah, it's a coincidence. But listen, they should have called it the Hollow, okay? Because the people inside there are called Hollow Men, and calling it the Hollow is more mysterious and horror-y. That's a word now, I just made it up. And I think it would have been really cool and more mysterious to like not know the full plot before diving into it. It would have been cool. They should have called it the Hollow. Another thing I wasn't a fan of was the marketing. I didn't really hear a lot about this movie before it came out. That might just be me, but I just kind of saw it, shoved down my throat on the Apple TV screen, and Apple was pretty much begging me to watch it, so yeah. The poster, I have a problem with the poster because it's just their face overlaid over the gorge itself. They could have done so much better creatively. They could have had a note on one side, because I think that whole concept was the best part of the movie, so they could have made that the poster, the main marketing point. Name, I just didn't like the name. Also, the movie could have been better. Like, it wasn't trying to break any records, it wasn't trying to set any standards, which is fine, but I think they could have made some decisions that could have made the experience a better experience. And that brings me to the last thing I didn't like, which is the ending. Let me explain. If you're here watching this video and you've made it this far for some reason, then you know the ending. They pretty much blow up the gorge and they just reunite. What is it, like a month later? I forget, honestly, even though I watched this yesterday. But that's what I'm saying. The ending was forgettable and it didn't leave me satisfied. When you end a movie, you're supposed to feel like that's a good ending, even if it's sad. Like La La Land, perfect example of this. It's an amazing movie with an amazing ending. Even though the ending is technically sad, it's technically happy because they both got their dreams, but it sticks with you. You're like, wow, that's a crazy end of a story. There's this up and coming director, I don't know if you've heard of him, his name is Quentin Tarantino. There's an interview of him and he tells how movies shouldn't be a situation, they should be a story. They should be constantly unfolding. And that's what this movie does, but at the end, it kind of just feels like they ran out of ideas and didn't know how to end it. And I actually wrote an alternate ending, and let me explain to you what that is. So, in the movie, they go down into the gorge eventually, and they find out that whatever's down there is toxic, and it merges human DNA with plant, insect, and animal DNA. And they find out that it takes 5 days to realize if you're infected or not, so they have to quarantine from each other. So they are down there, and the way this movie ends it is they're not infected for some reason. They just reunite 5 days later and they're fine. I think they should have done this. I think they should have, they're down in the gorge. They blow up the satellites, because remember, they blow up the satellites so that Google Earth exposes the gorge and to the rest of the world, and that's the ending. And then as they're running in the woods from the drones that lady sent, they see each other. They reunite. Okay? And they're about to run to each other in the woods, but then, boom, they get shot. Now, the reason they get shot by the drones chasing them is because they're very trained. They know how to avoid these things, and so this is a metaphor for them being... For them being like, I love you so much, I'm not going to worry about these drones anymore and just want to be with you, so I'm going to run to you. So that's why it gives a better message for the film. And if you disagree with me, then I'm sorry, then you're wrong. So they get shot and they're laying on the ground. This is shorts, if you can't tell, and that's a leg. And they realize that their wounds are healing themselves. What? Yes. And that is because they're turning into the tree people that live in the gorge, because they are getting infected. So they realize, oh shoot, we're infected. We're gonna die anyway. So then they run towards each other knowing that they're both infected. And then just as they're about to kiss, the whole gorge explodes. And then the Levi Miles Teller, he looks like, the gorge is blowing up. And then the sound waves hit, and then Anna Taylor-Joy pulls them close, and then they kiss. And then the movie ends while they're like turning into the monsters. Come on, that's a better ending. That's what I was expecting, honestly. I thought it was leading up to this, and I was wrong, because this is, and I'll explain why this is better. This actually has like a good arc to it. It shows the message that their entire life revolved around war beforehand, and they didn't know who they were until they met each other. So this shows that even though they're gonna die, they found their purpose in life with each other, and they don't even care that they're gonna die, and war isn't an issue, and their shots aren't a main priority in their life anymore. So that's why I think this is a better message for the story, and it conveys it in a better way. And again, if you disagree, then you can leave. Actually, don't leave. I need subscribers. Anyway, that's the end of the video. This is my first go at a movie review on this channel. I usually do music content, if you can't tell by the couple videos I have on here, but I'm going to start posting probably pretty often, doing more movie reviews and stuff, getting better at it. This is kind of a hastily made video. I kind of wrote like a loose script, but it's like really small to read. You don't care about this, but it's just like, it's right here, and I'm like, I have to like... See what I mean? Anyway, yeah, this was a good one. I liked it. Again, I nearly cried because of my own personal experiences with my girlfriend. So if you didn't like it, let me know. If you liked it, let me know. If you haven't watched it, go watch that. I will leave my letterbox in the description if you want to become sworn enemies of me forever, because it is a very toxic place on that app. But nonetheless, go check that out. All my socials and music will be in the description, because yes, I make music. I know you can make fun of me if you want, but not before listening to my songs, because I'm actually good. Kind of. I think so. I don't know. I try. But yeah, go listen to that. Go follow me. Have a great rest of your day, and go drink a vitamin water. It's not sponsored. I don't know. Okay, bye. Also, let me know what I should put back here, because it's a blank wall. I don't like that. So let me know. Walk into the ruin on your first day to the west.